All right, and welcome back to Talking Tactical. We are all the way on to episode, as I say that I completely forget, 17. So, into the double digits. So, as always, I'm joined by Mr. Nero Wolf, my co-host. We have special guests. All right, and welcome back to Talking Tactical.
Gallagher.
We are all the way on
audio, of
to
course,
episode,
on
as I
Facebook.
say that I
Son
completely
of a-
forget. There we go. Okay, that's fixed. And then we got special guest Gallagher.
And we've got
as well.
Stephen Gallagher.
And we got Stephen
Buzzkill
Gallagher.
of Citrus
and
Connection. Welcome,
Citrus
buddy.
Connection.
Whoa.
Yeah. He has Mandalorian helmets.
Sorry,
and I am
Tyler. I
jealous.
didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine. But yeah, so we're going to talk about teams, building them, finding them, what it's like running them, a bunch of other stuff as well. So should definitely be a fun episode. So, all right, let's start it off. So, want to talk about what we've been up to? Or we just want to jump right into the topic?
Let's talk about what we've been up to. What have you been up to, guys?
Gallagher, you're first because no one knows what you've been up to.
Oh, no one knows what I've been up to. I've been up to nothing until recently. Work. I've been away from the paintball industry for a while and just kind of stick my foot in every once in a while and just kind of mess around with, prop making and stuff like that. Besides that, just enjoying the break from paintball. It's stress-free.
Yeah,
Yes.
I definitely know that's been part of your thing is there's been stress in paintball, whereas most people try and get their stress release from paintball. That's definitely something. So Jarvis, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, work. Actually, funny enough, Stephen and I are working on the same production, which
Nice.
is kind of cool. So we carpool in every day the last couple of weeks. So we've been we haven't. It's funny. We set a rule right away. We don't talk about the podcast. Rule one of carpool. We don't talk about podcast, which was good. No, because then I figured if we talked too much about it on our car ride, we wouldn't talk about it tonight because we'd be like, all right, well, I don't want to talk about anything paintball right now.
We're just scripted already. We've already had the
fantastic.
entire
Oh
conversation.
yeah, we've been spitballing all week. It's been great. No, but I got on a new production. He works in the carpentry department, so he builds shit. And I've been working in the special effects department, so it's been kind of fun.
So
We've just been
he
painting
builds it and you
hoses.
burn it down.
Pretty much.
No, I make it look like it's burning down, and then put out the fires, and then have fire departments come and help. But I don't do that. I just help them set everything up. It's fantastic.
It just wires the explosives.
There we go.
No, I don't. I definitely do not. That's my boss is for, and he is meticulous. It's good. Anyways, so today, episode 17, with Buzzkill, Stephen Gallagher of Citrus Connection, and we are talking about teams. We want to kick it off. I guess so. So Tyler, tell us. You have affiliations with everybody in paintball, but you don't really team. No, you don't really team at all. Go into it.
I carpool with a lot of teams. I'll put it that way.
Mhm.
But I definitely I'm not officially affiliated with anyone. I have close connections with Maple Leaf Squad, just from players who are joined there. I also got buddies on. Of course, I'm blanking on all the other teams. The Spartans and the Helots that go to Sector 57. Also, other people just around. I've chatted with a bunch. The Dirty team, Megfed team from in the US, chatted with them a whole bunch. And then just companies as well. And then also, and of course to forget is, as Raza comments as well, Jester's tactical team.
Oh, Jester, of course. Yes.
I am affiliated sort of thing is just kind of hanging out with them, chat it up and see them all in the field, but not an official team member, just more we all team up and everything else like that. So that's really cool. So Daniel had a comment just because that's a really great shout out. They raised $7,000 at a charity event out there last week.
Wow.
So great job
What
there.
was
That's
the,
amazing.
I saw.
Where was that? What event was that? Where? What
Yeah,
location,
Daniel.
what
So
field?
throw it in the comments. What event? What'd you do? Where'd you donate it? So
That's amazing. That's fucking that. Excuse my no. Fuck that. That's fucking amazing. That is amazing. Congratulations, Daniel. Wow.
Yeah.
That's $7,000. Do you know? Yeah, field. Sorry. Yeah, these comments take forever.
There's
So
always a delay.
we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
So you've never worked in a team. You've spoken to many other team players.
Yes. So
and
I
team members.
usually run with people. So we also have players that I'll team up with on a regular basis. So yourself, Naper, which are two regulars. None of us are.
Yeah, that was a great. We've never played on a field
Yeah.
together before, and yet somehow our brains just synced they synced. That was a weird way of saying synced. They synced up really well, and we move very well together. Like, you've clearly been playing with a lot of people who play with a lot of people who play with I play with.
Yep.
We may have never played together, but as soon as we stepped on that field together, the three of us got together, especially with Napier. But Gallagher and I have been together for a long time. He can definitely talk about the cohesion of team.
Yeah.
And how people, like, it's amazing how you can play with two different players. You can speak, Gallagher. You're part of this conversation.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the break because I will start.
Make one. But if we don't give you
one,
make one. It's great.
Well,
but it's true because with the team dynamics where people have, go ahead. Sorry, we have these cohesions with people that aren't in teams together, but somehow through affiliation we all play the same.
Oh, exactly. So one thing is, just to finish this shout out for Daniel, is it was shooting, and it was for a cause at Capture the Flag for helping families handle cancer. It's year 4, and the total raised over the 4 years has almost been $19,000.
Fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer. That's one definitely. Congratulations on that. Great job again. I'm excited to see now where that goes for next year. So now to throw it to you guys. I don't have a team, but I'm affiliated. I have people that I run with on a regular basis. So throw it to the two of you. How do you go from that to a recognized team or team format?
I've having jumped between a few different teams. It tends to be just playing with those people. And you're completely unaffiliated, and eventually either you end up starting a team with a bunch of people who don't have a team, or they end up just straight up asking you to join the team because they think, hey, you work well with us, why don't you join the team? In some people's cases, if they prefer to play alone, they don't end up joining and whatever.
Nope, did we just lose Gallagher?
I think we just lost Gallagher.
Oh, long time and
yep, Gallagher. I think we've lost your audio and your video.
From there.
That's okay.
Oh, there it goes. Loading image.
Okay, so we've lost Gallagher. I can definitely take over where he left off. Is he? Nope.
Maybe.
Okay. Jumping between teams is probably one of the hardest things to do because you start to build a nice.
Gallagher, cut your video and just go audio.
Cut your video and we'll go with a picture of you. Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, Gallagher.
If that works.
Save bandwidth. And if you're watching the video, Gallagher, that's probably the problem as well. If you're watching our live feed while you're streaming to us, that happens.
Oh, I don't think... Hello?
Yeah, we got you. Audio's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, is video working?
No video. Cut your video.
No video for now. Just go audio.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry. If you could start back at your very beginning. Unfortunately, as soon as you started talking, it went silent.
Oh, of course. Okay, well, starting off as someone who's gone between a whole bunch of different teams and played with a lot of different teams, unfortunately more than the team I actually played on in the beginning.
No, there goes audio now too.
Just keep playing with them or you move on to another group. That's kind of how it's always been for me.
No, I
on a team.
Yep.
Huh. But it's let's see. When I play with MLS, because we basically start MLS off of a forum.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, I ended up playing with other teams more than I played with MLS, just because I just like, okay, cool, I'm on a team. Doesn't mean I have to play with just my team. It just kind of rolled from there, and you just end up playing with other people that match your style. Yep. Everyone who played at CQB back when CQB was a thing kind of gained the same play style, so we just kind of gravitate together on a field. See if video works now.
Well, it's not a matter of your bandwidth. It's not a matter of hardware failure. It's your bandwidth, buddy.
My internet's great. Is it working? Is the question.
Yeah, you're up and running now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my experience with teams. Just
Corey makes a comment. Gallagher doesn't even play.
It's true. I don't. I'm so happy. I'm so happy not playing anymore. It's just a great feeling to not have to play. Not have to play. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of stresses on the field too, because you get stressed. You get stressed out about the cheaters, which is a fucking nightmare, and they're everywhere. The wipers, and because you tag them and 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 you tag them, and eventually it's just like, all right, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go over there, and you and I are gonna have a conversation because you're cheating, and it's really upsetting play because it could have killed you, moved up, bunkered 17 other people, and the game could have been over. But no, you had to cheat and ruin the game for everybody. And which is funny because when you switch teams, you start to see that in your own teammates. Mm-hmm. And I use teammates in loose air quotes because they're affiliates of other teams and stuff. They're not directly in your team. They're affiliates through like militias or well, I guess militia is the best one because you've got like Citrus Militia, you got CQB Militia, you've got. There was like an expendable militia, the Canadian Expeditionary Forces, or whatever the hell they called themselves.
Oh yeah,
Expeditionary Forces. My mistake. Yes, we had the Expeditionary Forces. But these guys, like you switch teams because it happens in every game. You love to play with your teammates, but eventually the games get unbalanced, and it's like, all right, well, sorry, Black Ice, Vice, MLS, you're gonna have to split up because teams are imbalanced, and there's always two types of players. There's the guys who love to compete and they love to and they love to just fight it out. And then you've got the guys who like to play against the other guys because they don't like them because they've got a grudge. There's there's a tribalism within the tribe. These two guys hate each other. I love using that word. It's my new favorite like coin word is tribalism. I've been using that every day because you see it everywhere. Well, because where we work, it's rampant. Because like carps rampant between departments in the union. There's the carpenters. There's the carpenters. There's the effects. There's all these different things, and it's like lines in the sand. Yep. Carp, effects, lighting,
carp and painters,
camera, painting. Puh. Do not talk. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. There's a huge difference.
During lunch, they sit separately.
Crossing.
Yep, there's some tribe that we sit
schedules.
But you see it everywhere. And then teams are the same way on the field. You see that everywhere.
Yeah, and some of the problems with some of the teams
it's just
a
matter
formed,
of people. Yep. Oh, and some of the teams were formed out of these tribes.
Yeah, they were formed, but they weren't formed in such a way that it was like, let's make a team because we play really well together. It's like, let's make a team because we can. And then sometimes it's cool. It's a bunch of people who want to hang out and have a team. That's cool. But then sometimes you get a bunch of people who just don't work well together, and they try and make a team. And just it's like, what the hell are we doing? They end up splitting off, going to other teams, or they're just they just don't work
because they didn't think it out. They didn't plan anything out beforehand. They just, unfortunately, when you any relationship formed on getting away from your problems is doomed to last doomed to last less than 2 to 5 years. Yeah. Like, I love Rick and Morty. Great quote. If you guys haven't seen it, Adult Swim, Rick and Morty, watch it. It's a great show.
One thing I want to
it's just go ahead.
Add on that too is that like it's a great point. Like people get together and then stuff falls apart. And one of my favorite examples of that, and it's paintball, it's team building, is video game society, like clans and guilds and things like that.
Boom, clans. Yes, that's where I started. I started out playing first-person shooters in like the mid to late 90s when like Ghost Recon first came out. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Rogue Spear and Rainbow Six.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Rainbow Six.
And then Ghost Recon came out. Ghost Recon blew everybody's minds. But there was a beta game that came out before Ghost Recon called The Sum of All Fears, and I played the shit out of that. The game was identical, same maps. You could actually take the maps from The Sum of All Fears, put them into the maps folders in Ghost Recon, load them up, and they worked. The skins, everything. It was just a reskin of the old game.
Back when PC gaming was great.
Yes.
But it was because to make money off of it was a great idea. They used a movie to make a beta for a huge fucking game, and they made it amazingly. It was great. Yep. They made everything small scale. It was a CQB game. You planned out what you wanted to do, and you did anyways. There was online clans, and then the clans, that definitely translates to paintball because you have to have teams. Teams without teams are no game.
Yeah, and the thing is though, is like you want to start a team and you want to have a clear image of what the team's going to be, because nothing's worse than, hey, all of us get along really, really well, but then half the group wants to go hardcore, half the group wants to go keep casual. You want to have an understanding at the beginning. Are we going to go hard? Or are we going to go easy? One of my favorite things is me and a friend, Tal, who Jarvis has played with, we were just thinking of like, hey, let's just do our own little thing.
Sorry?
Tahal.
Oh, tall. Pardon me. Sorry, I was thinking. I just heard tall, so I thought too tall.
I heard that too.
When was the last time you played?
Yeah, of course we all know.
Yes, no, Tahal. He was at the barbecue as well. Yeah, I remember Tahal.
So we were talking, and we were like, okay, one of the requirements is you have to have a radio because of communication on the field. It's like, I don't care what gear you run, I don't care what mask, I don't care anything else, but have a radio. It was like a stipulation we talked about. Other things too is
one that we can talk to you on too, though. If you just get one of those stupid like Motorola's that only have 5 channels that aren't programmable, nobody can get a hold of you without us sitting there and scanning for a fucking hour until we find it or look it up on the internet, which is going to take just as long. And I can't stand that.
Yeah,
tonight I'm drinking Rolling Rock. Sorry, they're not a sponsor. No. None of the things that we have endorsed tonight are sponsors. We have no direct sponsors. However, we are affiliated with the Jesters. I guess that's all. We have to say that, unfortunately.
Have to say.
Well, because we wear unfortunately, we do wear all this apparel that has all of this stuff, and we have to stipulate none of these people are sponsors.
Yes.
We've got Industries. We have, of course, Wickedly Sinful, the best food cart in paintball history. If you've never tried them, they make deep fried maple cookies, and they are legendary. And there's secret things on the menu that I cannot tell you about that are phenomenal, that involve steak and eggs and fries and gravy and cheese. It's amazing.
So
back to teams.
Yeah, so come into it with like a clear image. Like you had even said, Gallagher too, is like if you start a team as well too, don't get exclusive. Don't say only run with us and that's it. It's nothing's worse than hey guys, what event are we going to? And it's like, oh, I can't drive to Picton because it's the 2-hour drive for me, but I'm gonna go to the field that's a half hour away and do walk-on days. The other flip side too is I have friends who joined a team and I haven't seen them at a walk-on day in a year now because all they do is big events because we're going as a team, which. Don't get me wrong, they really enjoy it, and
I can't afford to keep going to the once in a whiles because I'm dumping all of my money into the big games.
The other thing too, though, is like a big game is an all-day event versus let's go to the field for 3 hours.
Yep. Well, that's also become the evolution of the sport, though. Sorry, go ahead, Gallagher.
Well, that's the thing we all kind of miss because once you get so deeply involved in teams, you miss the fact that you could go out on a Sunday afternoon. You could go to a field for 2-3 hours. You could shoot a bag of paint, and you have a blast. But now it's that huge mentality that you got to go out to these games. It's like once or twice a month you go to these big player games. You have these 8-hour, 6-hour games, and you're so like involved in that. And then you're like, oh, by the time you're done, you're either like that was amazing or oh, it's such a drag. Have to
especially when you lose
through all that,
and then everybody starts turning on each other.
If you still have fun, it's whatever.
Of course, if you still have fun, it's whatever. But if when we get those bad games, those really bad games, when you're getting your shit kicked in because you're sitting at the bottom of a ridge for an entire day, and everybody starts tearing each other apart on the way home because it's just like we sucked, we got our shit kicked in. That happened. ODST. Okay, great example. ODST. We went to our very first big game as an actual team. We started off on Facebook as 3 people. Who just started collecting people and getting them in poop viewing. I don't understand what that means. Just started grabbing people from other teams or we'd meet people on walk-on days and pull them in. And then we finally met the first time, all like 27 of us or 30 something of us guys. Some of these guys didn't even speak English and they showed up at Wasaga Beach. It was probably one of the greatest, that was the thing I loved, is that none of us had met. I mean, we met under one banner that one guy made out of spray paint. And on the co-leader, whatever, Boomer, he was just like, man, let's hear some drill voice. Let's get these boys in line. What's going on? Alabaster Slim is in the comments, guys. We have the Alabaster Slim.
Whoop.
Whooped bullshit. He hasn't played. Oh yeah, you played at Honey Badger. I missed Honey Badger.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Unplayed recently.
Oh shit! Now I've lost my train of thought.
Drill voice.
Drill voice. Yeah, sorry. Voice. So I went full. We went full military, and we made sure that everybody was okay with it. Like, guys, do you mind if we do some fucking shit? And they're like, yeah, let's show these people what 30 people walking onto the field can do.
Yep.
And sure enough, I went full gunnery sergeant. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And then we walked on the field. We did an interview with the Wolf, but we got our shit kicked in that day. It was raining. We lost. The Wolf was sitting in the freaking and it was sitting on a couch, doing interviews with us. Well, half of our team was out on the field, and then we had to go and send people out to get them to come and do an interview with the Wolf. But the whole way home, because we had such a bad day and our team leader got lit the fuck up and he was angry at the whole world, he was like, fuck you, fuck the couch, fuck the team, I'm taking everything and the kitchen sink. And he did. It was horrible. But now he doesn't play paintball anymore because he was a crooked son of a bitch, took the team and stole everybody's money, which is a big problem with teams, is that there's always going to be people out there that want to exploit you. Mm-hmm. And Gallagher, I'm sure you can definitely tell us, like, what kind of shit did you get pulled into? Yeah, Dennis fan, ODST, Ontario Defensive Strike Team. We came into Alien Aggression 1, and yeah, good old criminal Both. He loved to rip people off. Boomer. I don't want to talk bad about him. Whatever. He's gone. It happened. It's over. 8 years. I've known him since high school. It's way more than that. I was like 14. Fuck me. 16 years I've known that gentleman. And we have been through some shit, and he has fucked up some shit. And he ruined a lot of people's lives. But look at all the teams that came out of ODST. These people that came together out of nowhere. Dennis, you're a beautiful man. We came together, and then look at all the teams that made from them. MLS, great example.
We had some MLS, and it was also Archangel started their own team, and then I can't even count. There must have been 4 or 5 teams that came out of ODST after it split.
Yeah. But,
yep. Hey, you know what?
It's a good thing because it created tribes among the team that were very cohesive and they stuck together. Like Jim Moffitt, Dennis Pierce, whatever his name was, something Pierce, and Boomer all lived together up in Huntsville. They all got tattoos on their bodies. For this team. The Titans, of course, the Titans. There's the Titans. There's hundreds. They've made so many teams. There's ODST North from freaking Peterborough or North Bay.
Well, that's the thing.
There's teams.
Big teams bring people together.
ODST. Exactly. There was ODST USA. There was ODST UK.
Yeah, there was a UK division.
It was amazing. Something huge came from Facebook in this team, and this guy was ripping everybody off.
It's hard to judge character of somebody you don't know and you've only recently met and you started. You want to trust somebody. You can't. Not everyone has an inherent distrust.
Yep. Somebody on the grapevine gave me a wonderful piece of information that was wonderful. How do you think they all put those tattoos on their body? Where do you think they got the money for it?
Valid.
Not a conspiracy theory, boys. It's the truth.
All right, Gallagher.
I'm just going to blow $300.
Jarvis, you're muted for a couple minutes. No, Jarvis is muted for a couple minutes, and Gallagher gets to tell the story.
We're gonna tell a story about something else because working with Citrus, this is the exact flip side of the coin. This is working with people that when we say we're going to do a jersey order, what happens?
Well,
what's the flip side of that coin, Gallagher?
The deal with Team Citrus Connection and Citrus Militia are kind of a different breed of team out there. It's not a MagFed team. It's a hardcore scenario team. Yep. And this is one of those teams that I played with back when I was a part of MLS. I played with them at multiple events. I played against them at multiple events. And I realized, wow, these guys, I love their play style. They're aggressive. They have a get shit done mentality, and there's a good organization to things. This is the type of team that says, we're going to this event, and we are going to field the entire time, and we are going to push the entire time, and they do. So when it comes to organization within the team and getting stuff together, like when it comes to buying things, we had a team fund going together for buying if we need to buy tents or we need to buy water, stuff for the events to keep people on the field and shaded and cool when they were off. When it came to a jersey order, everything was so well documented and organized that it was there was so much trust. This is a family. It turned into an actual family. And I will always love being a part of Citrus. It was such a cohesive group. Yeah, sometimes occasionally a bad egg gets in here and there, but it was this type of thing that is such a tight-knit family that it's if someone bad got in, it was found very quickly and they were gone. Yeah. And it always stayed to such a good group of people. Yeah, there's always going to be someone somewhere that has a problem with someone else for some reason whatsoever. But when it came to actually getting shit done, this was amongst the best best team I'd ever seen at doing that. Like almost any game we've gone to, and I feel like a dick tooting the team's horn, but it's like we'd go to an event, we go to PRZ events, we get stuck on one side. Halfway through the game, event organizer says, "Can you guys switch to the other side? They're getting creamed." And almost every single time, Citrus splits the team in half, goes on the art side, and we could be spawn trapping them the whole first part of the day, and the second we're on the other side, suddenly it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's because it's such a tight-knit team that has focused on objectives and actually playing the game and not riding the pits.
And it always comes down to one thing that Max and Josh and everybody always got on hardcore, comms. Everybody has a radio. I remember the first time Gallagher and I went out to an event with them. We stopped at Max and Mina's, and what did they have plugged in? 100.5 fucking radios.
Wow.
We have on average, we have about 40 or 50 Puxing radios set up for the team. And it's like you come to an event, every person who can gets one. Anyone who's got a specific role, if it's a scenario game, so if there's like medics or if there's EOD or something like that, anyone like that gets a radio, and they have set up comms for channels for like, okay, EOD's got a channel, Meg's got a channel, and it's so well organized. It's like, yes, that money came out of a team fund. Citrus does have, or had, the team hasn't slowed down, but they've not taking it less seriously. It's just like we had our glory for so many years that we're like, okay, now we can kind of roll down. But
the industry is also kind of slowed down too.
100%.
Yeah, well, the industry, in general, is kind of starting to slow down. Big games are getting oversaturated. Teams are getting tired. Citrus in entirety has kind of burnt out. 2 years ago with Citrus Prime, when we actually took Living Legends by storm, like Living Legends 9 was like an absolute, I'm sorry, we absolutely destroyed that. It was a Rolling Rock.
So
I got a private message. So I had to show it off.
So
it's okay.
The other thing too is that one thing is that integrity. Like, because you mentioned it there, is that like teams need integrity of, you need 3 people handling the funds, no one's funneling inside out, all the views like that. Slim also had a good comment comment as well too. He said like, when teams don't give a crap about winning and all they care about is good gunfights. Like there's 2 things to that. Is one, like you go in like, okay, what are the rough rules? I'm not just gonna throw bodies into a situation and like push the right side all day, but also that, oh crap, my team's losing. Okay, screw it. I'm still gonna go out and go have fun. Like that's just for clarification on that for like those that are reading it, is that like you want to have like to go out and go have good really gunfights, but you want it to be focused. I think
you punched your mic.
I did punch my microphone because I got too handsy.
Okay.
So.
Sorry.
Is
go ahead. Continue talking.
Okay, it's good. I
wasn't talking.
Okay.
Tinnitus. I can't. Keep talking. I'm good. I can hear you.
Okay. But yeah. So, and the integrity is a huge thing. Like we've walked into that. I've seen it tons of times in tons of team events and other organizations. Is if you have integrity, then people will follow you eventually. Like time will be on your side. No promises of like, hey, let's jump like however quickly and other things. Like some great examples are in the industry. Like good customer service wins out in the end. If you have a bad product but you stand behind fixing it, you're good. If you have a good product and then stand behind just pushing the good product, and when someone has a problem you dismiss it, that's different. So yeah, those are the big things. Like I think with team building organizations, come in, like we said, like teamwork, you want to come in with a strong understanding of, hey, what's the focus? Orange Stitch is a great example. Let's win. Let's do other things. The Titans
Let's play the game. Let's play the game. That's what they do. They go in to play because it's not real life.
Yeah.
It's a game. It's no different than Call of Duty, than Battlefield, than any game you pick up on your Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, whatever the what's the new one called? Switch.
Yeah.
Switch. Thank you.
The Switch. Yeah.
Like, it's no different. It's the exact same thing. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna sting a little tomorrow, but it's gonna feel fucking great today when you bunker 12 people.
Yep.
You know.
No one remembers who wins or loses. All you remember is what the good stories you get out of it.
I can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
all
wrong.
you remember
that's
is
wrong.
that one.
I remember
the
every team. every team that I have, every game I've ever been to, I can remember when we won and lost because it.
Okay,
it's not like I'm keeping score intentionally, but I can remember every time I commanded. I can remember every time I commanded, except for I was in XO twice. We came in second both times, and they were both multi-team games. But every other game I've ever commanded or XO'd, first place.
Well,
winner.
Let's use this as an example. Me and you both hit up New York for 0 hour. Saturday, we hit the field hard. We were directing people.
I didn't even play Sunday.
Yeah, so
I didn't
that's
even want to go on the field.
We both kind of rested on Sunday because we pushed ourselves too hard. Do we have a great memory of the event? 100%, because we had a great Saturday. Technically, the event as a whole was a bit of a bust because we didn't play the second day, but we still had a lot of fun.
Second day wasn't as much fun. There weren't no bad as people. There wasn't
as many first strikes, so it was quite nice to make bumps.
There was 10 times. Apparently, there's 10 times less first strikes. Nobody was shooting at people's drones. There was no drones in the air the second day. Gallagher, because Gallagher was there with his drone. George refused to fly the second day. Apparently,
Gallagher, you were at 0 hour.
No, I Freudian slip.
Freudian.
Yeah. I was looking at Gallagher's face.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so here's my question to you, Gallagher. Like, because you were in at the Honey Badger, so coming back in, like you've been out of the sport a little bit, and you kind of, because there are a bunch of MagFed or more milsim teams. I find that we're not seeing as many big teams anymore. We're seeing small clumps. Even just to bring up the team, because you had mentioned ODST and a bunch of other big ones, is SAS. SAS is a huge organization, but it's chapters, it's tribes within the team.
Good.
And
it works.
Oh, and it works so well. But they have a focus on that. So you coming back in, what did you think of the teams at Operation Honey Badger?
What I found interesting was, because I do still keep up with like the Facebook side of things and the forums, looking at kind of who's still in the industry, and I still recognize people from when I played, and there's a few people from the time when I worked with Milsig at the booth. I'd still kind of recognize people coming in, and then there was a whole pile of people I just straight up didn't recognize, and they still knew me somehow. But when it comes, I honestly, I'm sorry, it's just hard to remember sometimes.
You stand out at a booth versus you sitting at a booth and watching hundreds of people walk by. It's just it's one of those things. It's like when you join a team of 50 versus the team of 50 meeting one person. 100%. I totally get it. I think me and you were a good example of that too. I knew who you were and you didn't really know who I was, but I remember a random conversation that we've had.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel bad because there are so many people that I feel like I have a good connection with them at the field, but I have just those times that I'll be like, oh, what was his name? And I'll be like, okay, I recognize the face, but I'm sorry, I can't remember your name.
Who the fuck? But great example, Gallagher. The whole that right there, that customer that came to me I was working. So before we got on the same show call as you, I was working at a manufacturing plant, and a customer from Georgina Paintball came up to me and just said, "Where's your beard?" And I had no idea who the fuck this guy was, because it comes back down to I'm only supposed to know who 150 faces are, what 150 names are. My brain shouldn't know all these millions and millions and thousands of people who know exactly who I am. I have no fucking clue who these people are. And he walks up to me like I'm supposed to know exactly who he was. And he's like, I was a regular at your field. And I believe him. He believed exactly what he was saying. He was a regular at my field, but I have no recollection of who this person was. He talked about his son. His son was in the summer camp. I remember a large majority of all of my summer camp kids, but this guy doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. There's no, to Bill out there, I'm sorry. I don't work there anymore, so I'm never going to see. The worst part is I don't work there anymore, so I'm never going to see him again. So this guy got to walk into this guy that he used to know and never see this guy again.
And who didn't know him in return.
Exactly. I had no idea who this guy was. I feel terrible. I feel horrible because this guy remembered me. He remembered my name. He remembered where he knew me from. And nothing at all. It was horrible. I felt terrible.
It's such a bad feeling.
Oh yeah.
But that goes back to customer service. It all comes down to customer service. That guy knew everything about me. And I may have only spent 20 minutes giving him a safety brief and helping them gear up and taking their money at the beginning of the day. And that's it. And he remembered me.
And he picked something out that was memorable.
And that's what it comes down to. And that's what teams come down to. It's their and unfortunately, yes, customer service, team service, friend service. You help out your buddies. If you don't help out your buddies, then you're fucking yourself, and you're fucking everybody
Customer
around
service is human relationships of a give and take. It's give and take. Skills.
It's a take and take because customer service is, I need to take. I'll give you something, but gimme.
So okay,
but teams are the same way. There's always other teams. So I've been in several teams. One of my teams, Black Ice, we never had any of that. The closest thing to something that we went in on was patches. And we bought our patches. The guy was like, you know what? I'm fronting all the money, so everybody's going to pay me for the patch. And he gave us exactly what he paid cost for each patch. We gave it to him. Any decals, anything he made. Bear, great guy. Chris, long Polish last name that I'll never be able to pronounce. I love him to death. I miss him. I haven't seen him in years. I haven't played with him in years. But this guy did everything. He put all the money up front for our patches, for our logo. These guys went and got graphic designers. They did everything. And was just like $10 a patch, X for a t-shirt, $5 for a car decal. I got a car decal on the back of my car. We had a great logo, wings, this skull die for. Beautiful. This guy did everything on his own, and it was amazing. And we never had to pay a single thing up front. He did everything for us, but we were a team. We were the founding members of this team, and this guy was like, I'm going to do it all.
So
and it happens.
Handouts. Everyone expects. Well, no, but everyone expects a handout now. Like,
yes.
Like that's the flip side of it.
Oh, somebody's going to do this. And it happens that Gallagher's gone. Is he frozen or just stopped moving?
No,
you playing? He's playing the statue game.
No, it's the.
I was looking for Chris's last name. Actually, I was trying to remember it.
So
what's swole?
Giant. Like he got swole. Like he got buff.
He was always swole, boy. Like he got. I haven't seen him. That boy. He replaced tractor trailer tires, and he would walk with 2 tractor trailer tires with the fucking wheel in the middle. And just walk with it like it was a fucking toolbox. And it was like...
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Yeah. And he just plop it down, do his job. He sent videos of it. He was a monster. I want a hand job. No hand jobs for Alabaster Slim. That's horrible.
So Dave has a good point too. Like he says, like you don't know how many people want like handouts. So like one thing is like let's say you start a team and it's like, oh, it's $10 a buy-in. You got 10 people, you make $100 a month, but it's like, okay, so what does this go towards? Well, for the first month we bought a pop-up tent. So now we have shelter when we go to the field. Then the next month is we brought everyone lunch, which might be almost the $10 like that you put in, but it's also who's there, who's not. And then it becomes, well, then I want this and then I want that. And then there's so many things and gear. Like I love getting stickers from companies because I can put them on objects that I carry on a regular basis and they're there. Like my workbench is full of paintball stickers. Like I got companies I don't really like, but I put their sticker on there, just be like, yeah, this is my paintball workstation.
Where the fuck do you have a workbench?
What? It's behind me actually, literally. It's in like the little like furnace area.
Why the fuck didn't you show me?
You didn't want a tour of the house.
Come to my house?
You didn't want a tour of the house. Your wife saw it.
No.
So
You never said you had a workbench. You said a tour of the house. I don't want to see your fucking kids' bedrooms. I'm not creepy. I'm not a fucking weirdo. I want to see... If you had said, hey, Peter, I got a great, sweet gaming rig and a fucking sweet workbench in my basement. You want to come check out my tool collection?
It's not awesome.
I would be like,
The place is so messy all the time.
No.
I need to...
Did I get that invitation?
Welcome
no, I didn't. I got
to my life.
come see my terrestrial civilian
Back
life.
on top. Back on
topic. Back on teams.
So, I find the biggest problem when people start a team and they think they don't realize when they start a team, this is a blank slate that has no infrastructure whatsoever, and there is no background to this. There is no bank. There is no one funding you. And like you said, everyone wants fucking handouts.
Yeah.
So you start a team, and they're like, okay, so we start a team. Let's buy a tent. Let's buy tables. Let's buy all this crap. And you're like, okay, well, someone has to put out money for this.
Yep.
And the team leader is not putting out the $500 for all the stuff we need to set up. Everyone's like, well, I don't want to put money out. I'm not going to every game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Master Slim, you cannot be more right with your handing out stickers sometimes at events. They end up just fucking thrown everywhere. And then the event coordinators, the owners of the field are pissed at you. 100% true. I like it when companies give out stickers. not at events, but when they give them into their patches, when they give them into their boxes, when they give them out with the things you've ordered. You ship, thank you. Throw in ship things. I don't buy stuff online. I don't internets.
Armadillo is a great example. I have one of
guy was great idea. The guy Bill was wearing an Armadillo hat, which is what tipped me off that I knew him from paintball. Which is the only... Anyways,
Graham's still supposed to send me a big
Graham. I miss Graham. I actually have a card. He gave me a card. He's a great guy. I love Graham.
He was at Operation Honey Badger just to make you feel worse. And playing.
Graham was awesome. He was playing.
Oh,
that's the thing. I saw him gear up, and I was
last time I played with him.
Graham's playing paintball.
Yep. Yeah, he's amazing. He played with me. Him and I were on the same team, playing together at Sergeant Splatters when they did the Milsig launch for the SMG, and Nelson was there as well. Nelson didn't play that day, but I got to play with Graham. He actually this comes back to the tribalism of paintball. Sorry, I can't help it. Gallagher's really he always interrupts everybody else, and he talks
Gallagher's
so much
being polite tonight, and it's weird.
I love it. So Gallagher's not being Gallagher, which is weird. He's being how much?
Do you want me to start being Gallagher? Because I can just keep going.
Do it. That's who we got on. Go Gallagher.
Well, we're on the topic of money and teams, and the fact that no one actually wants to throw out for that. And that is the biggest problem. When people start a team and they want it to go far, you have to have people who are actually committed to that shit. That's why you have teams that are going to win and are going to succeed. They're going to grow. They're teams that have been around for like 5+ years. Look at like Citrus. It's like most of the big scenario teams. Like, yes, Vice has been around for a really long time. MLS has been around for like 4 years now. Citrus has been around for like, I'm not even going to bother trying to count, probably 7 years now.
What is long, though? What's long in the paintball industry now?
What's long in the paintball industry now is, unfortunately, because it seems like the industry has a really high turnover rate for people coming in and out. It's about 4 to 5 years.
So close.
My opinion,
I said 3.
It's always 5.
Yeah, when you're coming around, it's about 4 to 5 years, because that's the time when you're like, you've been playing for 5 years heavily in scenario and you haven't burnt out at this point. You're like, okay, you're a god. Keep going.
Now, if anybody who's played for 5 years and hasn't burnt out is a god.
5 years hard.
Because we've all burnt out.
Hard.
After 3 years, all of us have burnt out. Where's Black Ice?
Yeah, no, exactly. All these big teams, like
where's
half the teams that showed up at
half of Vice doesn't show up anymore. 2 or 3 players. I'm sorry. Vice is they're an unstoppable force. Yeah, Gallagher and Jarvis, aren't we? Yeah, we are an unstoppable force, Gallagher. I love playing with you.
It is true. We have a ridiculous tag team going on when we play. It's just that's
no comment, no words, just silence, just moving and killing and moving and killing.
You know what? When you find, and that's one of my favorite things. But like, I'm technically part of Citrus, but none of us play MagFed. So when I go to a MagFed game, I just find a random person that happens to shoot well with me.
Yep.
Could be Slim, could be some random guy I've never met before, and we form a fire team. We just go and just you know what happens.
Like glue. And even if that fire team reaches 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, those 8, 9 people will then split into 4s and 5s.
You have a destructive
then you have an unstoppable destructive. Yeah. Exactly, and that's amazing. And getting into that with a team, with any team of any kind, is just it's the best part of the game. It is absolutely the best part of the game, and being able to just walking onto any field at any time, and at any big games. But big games are the only times you're going to have this really happen, unfortunately. And just hey, look, there's extended play times. Hey, look, there's Gallagher. There's Gallagher all the way over there. I'm going to run over there. And then you and Gallagher become a fucking force.
Well, the other thing, too, to mention on that is, like we talked about it earlier, is you meet people at the field, their play style matches yours, you join them. Yep. So me and Jarvis, we both like to play front. Gallagher, I didn't get to play
became immediate battle buddies.
Yeah, like it was like, okay, we both love to rush. I ditched my gun one game, and I was just pointing out people. I was tossing smoke. I was just having fun. And people were like, oh my God, how'd you get so far up front? And I was like, I just made bumps. So this is the perfect example.
I did it. Just do it.
But this is a perfect example of teams, though. Let me finish, though, because it's teams. We do great on the field. I have kids. I can't make every weekend or even every other weekend event. So, hey, Phoenix, you're great on the field. Let's join our team. Awesome. I commit to one event a month, maybe one every 2 months. Oh, okay, we don't want you on the team anymore. So that becomes the question is like...
Yeah, huge. That's the biggest problem.
Exactly. And
there's an inherent obsession with commitment. It's like you're starting a team. Unless you are a serious team that you're making people pay towards things, and you're doing this, you can't expect players to show up.
Daryl, you're a fucking dick.
Which
I
can't.
Hey,
I'm not looking
Gallagher,
at the comments.
what's the
Okay,
what's
it's
the
what? Hey
beat
Gallagher, what's the
truck
best truck to get stuck
get
in a
stuck
field?
in a field? What's the best truck?
I know, and it is a Chevy.
Apparently, it's a Chevy Silverado.
I saw that.
I owned up. I owned
71.
up to that shit. I
Yeah.
owned up to
Hey,
that. I would
yeah.
not have paid
Any
for
other
that
one of you sissies would have fucking got your truck stuck, called CAA, and sat on the side of the road. He took pictures, several, shared them with us, and then let us fucking troll the shit out of him. So Gallagher is the greatest human being on the face of the planet. I don't remember which side he's on down there.
Post my mistakes because it's entertaining for someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's entertaining for someone else to look at my stupidity.
Actually, and then to bring it full circle, 2 teams. Here's a great example. Gallagher, I don't know you. I met you at paintball fields. We're not friends on Facebook. Even after right now on this during this live show, we're not friends on Facebook right now. As he goes to go flip that. I knew this story because people changed their profile picture to the pictures of Gallagher's truck stuck in the mud, and I heard the story.
Shit just got negative.
It's one of those things
amazing.
is that like the paintball community is actually really small. So, and there's my friend request. And so to see like so many cool things, like we said, like integrity is everything. Organization, like it's so small, like it's so important. So yeah, like I just want to bring it up because like we brought up the truck thing, but I don't even know where we were before.
No, that's
this
great. You fucking nailed it. Integrity is everything in paintball, in every part of your life. If you do not have personal integrity, you will fail. The people around you will fail, and anybody who depends on you will fail. And you have to have integrity in yourself. You have to have integrity in what you're doing. You nailed it. You fucking nailed it. That's the entire point of this. Like if you don't have love it just
your team needs integrity and you need integrity. Like Orange Citrus, I've never technically run with them, but I know they're a good team. Vice, yes, they're more
great team,
media focused. Like Slim has
no, not at all.
Well,
they have one media guy, and then the rest of them, yes, they live stream all the time.
Yes.
But it's just because they've got really cool new toys and love to show them off. Thank you, Zach, for all the corn. It's gory.
Here's the thing, though, is so Vice, like I said, Slim has prompted them. I knew Vice because of Slim, but Tyler, going to Wasaga events, I didn't know until the second Wasaga event that he's Vice. And but I knew of him and I knew what he did, and
everybody knows the Yeti.
And then Too Tall, and who else is working at DEFCON? I know Beast is now, but who was working there originally? Zach. Rizla, yeah. They got me.
I don't
into
smoke
MagFed.
dope, but I named myself after papers. Anyways,
but they got me into MagFed because I bought my M17 from DEFCON. Because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And he was like, hey, let me show you how to work the mags. Let me, like, oh, the gun's leaking. Just give it to me while you go to the washroom and then I'll fix it for you. Like, that community, that integrity, like, those guys are awesome people just because of it.
Customer service.
And like we said, like, you just present yourself with those things and realize that everything will come back. You can't get away from it. Paintball is too small.
There's a reason why those guys are still in the industry. Like Zach started off Zach started off as a ref at CQB. Too Tall was the counter guy, ref. He at one point in time, I think, was like the manager, like the head of the field. Once Rancid and Too Tall were whatever you call it, they were expelled. Rancid and Yeti were expelled from the field, and there was a lot of drama there. But that comes back down to teams and tribalism. They are still members. That was before they were members of Vice. That this happened. They get expelled from Vice's home field. No. I lived with Tyler. I lived with Tyler shortly thereafter, and then finally they're like, no, we're members of Vice. This is Vice. We are Vice. We were Vice. Because forever and ever, they held off and they said, no, we are not a team. We are never going to be on a team. Fuck teams. But as soon as they got fucked, or as soon as that happened, they were like, all right, no, okay, cool. We're Vice. We'll take the patches. We'll take the team. We'll take the logo. And they just made Vice even stronger. I fucking quit. I know you quit, Alex. I'm well aware that you quit. But let's be honest, shit went fucking negative. And you had no choice. But then again, he jumped into paintball as well. He got into paintball. He stayed in paintball. He was a ref at CQB. He built that field. Him and Tyler helped build that field. They were there for hours and hours digging dry wells in that field. And then they jumped back and started working at Paintball City, and they got fucked again. And it didn't There you go. Now Gallagher can read the comments. And they got fucked again. And they left. They haven't worked at paintball since. And it sucks because those guys were driving forces in the industry.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on, Gallagher.
Oh, what was I talking about?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
I went on the Jarvis road trip and I did
shit off.
It's a great road trip
we're in Nebraska now.
These guys are great teams that joined a great team. They're great players that joined a great team. They're great driving forces. And sorry, this is all going back to Josh said the important things in paintball are really struggling. And the important things in paintball are the people who really cared about paintball. Some of them are still there. Too Tall and Zach are still there. A Beast was a ref at CQB at one point, I believe.
Yeah.
Or he always
I do know he's at DEF CON.
He definitely know he's at DEF CON. But like these guys are still there, which is amazing.
Here's an even better example. So Beast has no idea who I am, but he's seen me a couple times. I perfectly remember him and Shaky from MLS, Andy.
Yep.
Me and him stopped in at Ripple Industries. Tom, another great example, integrity through and through. We stopped in at Ripple Industries.
Tom who? Sorry. His name on Facebook is what?
What is this?
Thomas Mock. Don't spell his name with T-O-M.
Okay. Anyways,
Thomas Mock of Ripple Industries.
So we met him, and then we just stood outside.
We
Ripple
have
Industry.
fucking Aztec, and we have Alabaster Slim, and we have fucking Rancid in the house.
And
guys.
I will even go back further.
Thank you. Welcome.
So I'll go back to that too. So we sat outside and we just talked with him for like an hour. And then we actually hit the road to go up to Wasaga, and like we hit more traffic because of it. But it was just a fun talk, and I've always remembered that. And even Aztec is like, we were talking. I think we've actually gone to events where it was like, hey, do you want to play with Wolf? Do you want to play with Slim? Do you want to play with Aztec? Do you want to play with who? No, I want to play with Aztec right now, every time. And one of my favorite ones with him too was Sega Alien Aggression 3, I want to say, the year the box rotor launched. Pete Yu came with him to the event, and I got my box rotor, and he was literally like, how do I sync this to my Dam?
Because and he's he was mad like, that I dropped somebody else's name, even though we dropped his name earlier. Sorry, Shaky. Sorry, we dropped your. Continue.
And so, anyways, so I just here, sync it up, cool. And Aztec was just like, hey, do you want a patch? And I'm like, yeah, awesome, cool. Here's a die one.
Integrity.
And it's been awesome since. And I've chatted with him a bunch of times. He
represents that brand so well.
Oh, yeah.
He's the die guy to me. He's the die guy. Alabaster Slim is the FSR guy, as well as the Too Tall. All the Vice guys now are the FS guys.
Yeah, they're all kind of doing it,
unfortunately. Well, I loved it when they were the Milsig guys, but now they're the FS guys. And then obviously Dave's the FS guys. But it's just obviously that comes back to the greatest thing that we keep talking about is tribalism. It goes that's company tribalism. I hate the FSR. I own the First Strike T15.
Rifles.
It fucking sucked. I hated that gun. It blew me away. I'll never touch another one of them. I love the T9s. I love the T9 8.1s. I loved Rancid's Franken fucking 9.8. Whatever the fuck that was. It was amazing. It was a beautiful gun. But those are the old school First Strike guns or Tiberius Arms guns.
Not First Strike.
Tiberius Arms before they became First Strike. But it comes back to tribalism because the Milsig guys are all my friends. These guys are all my friends. Everybody's my friends.
M5.
It sucks. It fucking sucks to have this split of my friends over a tribe. And but they're all in the comments, and we're all here together. We're all talking about paintball, which is the point of all of this. And I love
separate friends that way.
Pardon me?
Okay.
Gallagher?
Oh no!
One more time.
It glitched out. What I was saying was you can't fucking separate your friends by a brand.
No.
If you have friends and they decide to have an allegiance to a brand,
but they do.
You can't just be like, no, sorry, I can't deal with you anymore.
Exactly. No, you can never.
That's not friendship. There's no integrity in that. No. You got to keep things together.
100%.
Like if you hate one company's
have lunch
you can roll with that,
as much as possible. And now that I'm working back down at Dixie, we definitely have to have lunch again. And maybe you, me, and Gallagher have to have lunch. And we have Mr. Callum, and we have Airsoft for Life. George is in the house. We were talking about.
Here's the thing too, though, is that podcast industry. So I'm not
huge.
as huge into
podcasts are everywhere. Everyone's doing podcasts. Everybody on Facebook. Everybody everywhere.
Once again, paintball community is smaller. I have been informed of issues other podcasts have with certain people and vice versa. And my response has been, it hasn't affected me yet. And until that individual chooses to affect me the same way, I won't take it into consideration. But because I have worked with people more closely than other people, and which is funny because I've actually worked with a lot of people in the podcast stuff behind the scenes even before I started mine, I have noticed that people have dropped off from it. So that's one of those things, is that, like, you're right, like, tribalism, like, I take everything is black and white to me, but every situation is unique, like, I very strongly believe in that. And like George, let's talk about George actually for a second here. Here's a die representative who is the most trolly person I know on Facebook, but is like, I nonetheless always say, like, hey, get his prints, ask him questions. Like, one of the nicest guys when you meet him. He's amazing to work with, because I worked with him getting to 0 hour. Totally took care of us. But like, his Facebook post, when you only read someone at one single face value. Second example, Wolf. He is like the paintball celebrity of the industry.
Well, no, he's the guy. He got the guy. Well, no. Unfortunately, actually, Alabaster Slim has surpassed the Wolf over fucking head over foot, like hundreds of thousands of subscribers over the Wolf. The Wolf, unfortunately, he's got the persona. He has the personality.
Yes, he is the hype man.
He is the hype man.
Hype carrier.
Yeah, Brandon said it in the comments.
That's what he did for a living for forever. He was a hype guy, and it's amazing.
But like, what's one of those things is that, like, I loved the Wolf, and then I hated the Wolf when I saw him at Fields, and I didn't see him do much. But then I saw the human side of him, and I'm like, I get it now, and I understand it, and it's like, and it's just all of that.
Nothing. Sorry. I have to say something like out there. The Wolf, as much as like everybody shits on him, and those trolls, those fucking king trolls rip him apart. But some of them if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know CQB2 was built. I wouldn't know it existed. I never would have gone there. I never would have met. I never would have become friends with.
I actually have to say the same thing.
It makes me emotional. Emotional because that walkthrough with Will. Fucking walking through that thing. If I didn't see that video, I wouldn't have even known CQB2 was there, because when I found out CQB1 was completely gone, it was like, oh well, fuck. I didn't know they built across the hall. I found out that they shut down the one. I didn't know that they'd fucking built a new one. And if it wasn't for the Wolf, I would never ever. And back then, he was the only face. Alabaster Slim came in and he fucking soared above everybody else. I remember watching his statistics. With back with A-Train, back with that Midnight Assassin or Pistol Pete or Grim Reaper, dropping every name in the fucking world. CQB2 was a secondary field. Everybody calls it CQB Tactical Training Paintball. Yeah. CQB1 was an indoor field across the street from it. That
CQB2 is what
everybody calls CQB.
Yeah, like it was the field that was shut down by the ice storm. Yeah, it was the field that was shut down by the ice storm.
Everybody calls. Sorry,
but even like yeah, and like you said, like Slim set the standard. Like he set the standard of like, let's make it realistic. Let's do this. And there's the copycats out there. And then I'm not sure if he was doing Zoom cameras first or if Hollywood was.
It's funny. All these people had no idea there was a CQB1.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know there was a CQB1 until you said it right now. So, but it's one of those things is that like
funny because you guys are all the same group.
Yeah,
Fat Damon and
God.
But yeah, like. Industry people come in and there's copycats. There always will be. Copycatting is the greatest.
I built CQB3.
Yeah.
There will always be copycats, but CQB1 and CQB2 were CQB. This is a watered down kiddie field version, bigger, more stuff to hide behind. It's an amazing field. Love the field, but it is CQB. It's CQB3. CQB 1.5. CQB light.
CQB Junior.
It's bigger.
CQB Junior.
It's huge trainer, exactly. CQB trainer, because those tight fields, those tight corridors, getting so close, and like there's so many videos of us getting shot point blank in the back.
Yep.
That doesn't happen when there's 92 feet between the two facing buildings.
Yeah,
it's insane. Like that, everything else was condensed to like a 55-foot field. It was insane.
So,
but anyways, that kind of a made great cohesion for teams, getting crammed together really tight in those little tiny huts. It made us really good friends. No, CQB light. We'll just call it CQB light.
Well, and then stick with that. Here's the next thing too. So I've been a little bit privy to it because we have mentioned I work with Nate Jester.
Yep.
He's doing something incredibly cool, and I want to do a shout out for it because it
Go
is
for
over
it.
in
Yeah,
the
no, this is amazing. You added
Boys.
me to this. I
Yeah.
don't like this stuff. I'm
But
trying to
that's fine.
catch from
But
Facebook. Go ahead. What's
what
the
is
name of the group you added me to?
That's nothing else. So
Mike doesn't play paintball. Mike just talks about
So-
paintball and goes underground.
So here's the thing, though, is what he did was at Bad Boys Paintball over in the Peterborough area. It's where some of the people are going to start hitting up. He walked out with a 360 Samsung camera. I've never seen someone else do it. And do you know how nice it is to walk onto a field and then scroll on your phone to look around so I can see what I want to see on the field versus what the camera person wants to show me. Super simple. He's got a bit of a following, like Jester is known in the industry, but I'm waiting to now see when other fields start doing this. They grab a GoPro and they walk out with that. Like, it's a great idea. Go ahead.
We're a podcast. Do we have the capability? This is entirely a technical question that has nothing to do with the podcast in any way, shape, or form. Can we just pull up on the phone and be like, hey guys, I'm at work today with Gallagher, and do the live stream thing like he does?
Like,
that
can
possible?
you just do? Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can do live video from the.
Yeah, because you have the account. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Random.
I did that a
5
crap ton at
podcast.
0 hour.
Lunch.
I just busted out my phone.
Lunch breaks. Yeah.
Okay, more content incoming.
Tool breaks.
What I did want to ask was, we did have something pop up, like you mentioned before, was Josh said the important things in paintball are disappearing, or whatever he said. What I want to ask people is, what do they consider actually important in paintball? Because everyone is going to have a different answer on this, and I don't necessarily remember what Josh is going to say is important in paintball, but what do you two consider important in paintball?
Just
I'm asking you questions.
Integrity. That he nailed it. Integrity. Integrity is the most important part in paintball. If you have no, sorry, Tyler, you go ahead.
So,
what do you think is the most important part? We already said this. I'm parroting myself here.
I think the individual person integrity should be your first thing when you get on the field. Don't wipe. Don't respect the hit. Respect the player. Respect.
You know what
the
though?
refs and the rules.
On that note, though, there is always going to be a little bit in those really, really fucking big games. There's going to be a little bit of integrity. There's going to be a lot of rule bending.
Yes.
On the walk back to spawn.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. It happens.
I get it.
It's one of the truths of paintball. We walk fucking 100 feet back, turn around, we do a 360, pretend like
close enough.
We sit, we talk, we fucking check our phone
Exactly.
quick, and then we go play some more.
And I can attest to that
happens.
sector. There's a giant hill, and I hate walking it. And I'm like, I will sit for 10
what?
minutes.
I never did it 0 hour. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
shitty fucking hill.
But okay,
You know how
Try
long
the
it takes to go back and forth? And at Georgina, that was the worst, going down that fucking hill and then all the way back up.
Yeah.
Try the respawn walk at Living Legend.
Oh yeah. So
Never been. Oh,
So
no. Sorry,
it-
Living Legends 5, but that's about
Yeah.
it. But no, never.
No, it's
Never
not
again.
fun.
So
How many
it-
miles?
that's what
Go
I
ahead,
think is
Todd.
the
Anyways.
that's the person's value that's being lost. In terms of the sport, what do I think we're losing or people aren't respecting anymore? Going out and playing.
Oh, apparently Thomas Muck is watching us right now with Patrick. Fuck up.
Oh yeah,
Aztec.
because they're going to Mirabel for the event this weekend.
Can somebody pronounce it for me?
Patrick Boulanger.
Boulanger?
Boulanger. I
Sorry,
always
I'm
Patrick,
sorry,
let's know
Tyler.
who said
Or
it best.
Alex.
Okay, wait.
Belanger.
Everyone gets it. No, everyone gets an attempt.
Belanger.
I'm going first. Okay,
Go
Boulanger.
ahead.
Okay, now Gallagher, you try.
Boulanger.
Jarvis, go.
Aztec.
Aztec.
Boulanger.
Okay. All right, Patrick, let's know
Belanger.
who got it best. So I think going out and playing is what we're losing. People are so focused on going to these big games and going to these special events and getting the gear and proving that your company is superior to other people's company, and no one is just going out and playing. The fact that I don't see people at walk-on events is what hurts me, and I think that is what hurts the sport, because a walk-on event is minimal cost for an owner, maximum profit, and if you want to see fields and the sport grow, that's what you do, and you bring friends.
Preach, brother, preach.
That is what is the value that's lost, and individual players is integrity. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone else can try now.
Well, I look at it the same way. As the integrity of the player is very important. I think we can all agree on that. My thing is just like, yeah, it's going out to go play a game, but it's just the idea of actually going and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
When you've been so like in my case, it's a strange case because I managed to burrow so deep into the industry accidentally completely accidentally without even
Tyler,
necessarily trying
he's
to.
He's a tick. He didn't even know he was a tick. He's the tick. He is like silent herpes. He's the herpes you don't know you have. He knows everybody. He's in everybody, but you can never tell who is and who he is and who he isn't in. He knows everyone. His mother taught my wife English.
Yep.
Oh, okay. For me, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Gallagher. Yeah, no, I have.
No, we're talking about
wiki
connections.
No. How Peter said this was perfect. I was like an intercontinental. Peter told us to me recently, and it was so true. When I started playing at CQB, I was like an ICBM. Everyone saw it and went, "Oh fuck," and tried to avoid, and I was like right in the middle of the group, and then exploded everywhere. And then suddenly they're like, "Who is this weird kid who has never seen any of us before and is talking to all of us?" Yeah. And then I just, everyone eventually learned who I was. And then it came to Jarvis dying. When he told me that explanation, I was like, "Yep, that sounds right."
Trade off going places. No, you take Gallagher. True. No, you take Gallagher.
No, that's how it was when I first started, and then it's like they just eventually had to accept me. They're like, "Shit, he's not going anywhere. He's not leaving." No.
You went for the leg latch.
However,
step.
It comes back to who he is, though, Gallagher, and that's just why you're here. You're one of those guys that were one of the phenoms of the industry for some reason. Everybody knows who Stephen Gallagher is. Hell, fucking 6 Chains. There's a Stephen Gallagher South. There's an American you, and he knows who you are. Like, that's insanity, buddy. You are the guy when it comes to Canadian. Well, you were the guy when it came to Milsig Techs. Mm-hmm. We would go to a Milsig game, go to the Milsig booth, and who the fuck was there? Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, tore apart a gun, greased it, put it back together, and gave it to you in under 10 minutes every single time. And fucking damn 6 Chains. But you fucking did it, and that was just because you are a good person. You were raised right, and you did good. You did great for the industry, and you continue to. And I work with him now, and I've seen the work, and I've heard third parties. This kid is one of the fucking best people in the world because he just has integrity. He has integrity in what he is, who he is, and what he does.
Yeah.
And that's why you're sorry, I didn't mean to just like gush and just
it happens every time.
But it's the truth. Gallagher dug himself into this industry. He got to know everybody, got to know who he liked, who he didn't like, and he avoided the ones he didn't. It's the truth. And that's why you're here today. Because you can talk about all the teams because you've seen so much.
Yep. And that's what it is.
He doesn't have an ego. That's the thing. He doesn't have an ego. He knows all of this, and he keeps it to himself, quietly, except for on Facebook.
And to use you as the example, after Jarvis blushed, or gushed, I should say, is that, let's use it. You said it yourself, though. You're not playing anymore. You're not
burned out.
You're burnt out. You're kind of you took a step back, but you put your pinky toe in at like Honey Badger, and how many people were excited to see you? Like, once again, I knew who you were from other things, and I saw that you were at Honey Badger. I knew you were burnt out, but you were here to play. I'm like, awesome. There. Gallagher's here to play. I'm excited now because he's here to play. Like, it was just, and that's the thing, is that, like we said it, teams come and go, but the players and who made them will always remain. So come in with the integrity.
No, because some of those guys
will outlast yourself.
Are gone. Yeah. The ones who had no integrity are gone. Thank God. The guys who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna move up to Huntsville, and I'm gonna build a field up there." Where'd he go?
Huntsville, probably.
Still
in Huntsville. Doesn't play paintball, and if he does, the field there, Screaming Eagle, fucking sucks, and it's gone. Actually, no, it's gone. It's shut down because the guy came to me. The guy who owns Screaming Eagle came to me at Georgina and asked me if I wanted to buy any of his gear. So I know there's no fields left up there.
Oh, there we go.
So fuck that guy. Fuck ODST. Sorry, fuck the old. What ODST turned into. Not what it was. What it was amazing. Teams. Back to teams.
Well, we're passing over the hour mark. So
doesn't matter. We got time. We can riff. This is the best part. Remember, we've talked about this. The best part of our podcast.
You two go then. I finished my beer and I got to run to the washroom, so you two go.
Go ahead. Yeah, of course. No. So the best part about the whole team dynamic, and so I'm going to go back to our talking points that I actually wrote for this episode. And that was Tupac? That made no sense at all. But but the team cohesions and so it always starts off. There are different tiers of teams. There's your team of battle buddy, you and the guy you hook up with. Great example, you and I, we always hook up really well together. Myself and Rolo, myself and whatever. Who do you hook up well with?
One of the people I tend to battle buddy with whenever on the field is David Hugh. David Hugh used to work for Thomas Mock at Ripple Industries.
Yep.
Him and I, like, he plays OPL. He's a speedball player, but I just love the way that when we're playing, when it comes to like being a MagFed player, he plays MagFed, and I love the way that he plays because both of us like to really push.
Yes.
I don't play speedball. I've played a little bit here and there, but I don't play to the same degree as he is. And when I see him play, I want to keep up with him. That's the kind of player I look at. I look at the player 100%. And I think, okay, he's not dressed extremely milsim. He's dressed pretty light and looks like he's going to run pretty far and fast. That's the kind of player I tend to jump in, or just like casual clothes, like he's wearing a hoodie or whatever. I tend to jump into a fire team with that kind of person because I've seen them make like 6 bumps around something and bunker somebody. I'm like, I'm following you, and then we just fire team down the entire fucking field of PRZ.
Exactly. Then we get into the team, the actual team. First you get your battle buddy, and then your fire squad. Even with the team, you've got your fire squad. For myself, our fire squad was always like our good fire squad was myself. I use that like we always were very cohesive.
Functional.
Was myself, Mauricio. What was his call sign? Chef. He was also a chef or cook or chef. I'm sorry, Mo. I always called you Mo.
Is he on MagFed Militia now?
No, fuck that. He hasn't played since the TV shutdown.
Oh, okay.
He was Black Ice with me.
There's someone else as the chef nickname.
He showed up at ball.
Sorry, when I say team, the last team I really had the best cohesion with was because of CQP was Freudian slip.
ODST? No.
Was Black Ice with Chris, with all these guys. But anyways, within our 12 players, my most cohesive fire team was always myself, Maurizio, Jordan and I and Maurizio got around really well, and Crux when he was still a member of the team. Sorry, and then as well. But the fire team got between 4 and 5 players, and with the 4th player was always James Collette, who even from that we met outside of paintball. We met at work. He worked in a mall across from me, a mall booth or place across from my booth. And I brought him into paintball, and then he joined. He was like, I fucking love this sport. I fucking love this place. I want to fucking join a team. And he joined Black Ice with me. James Collette, sorry. I think I said his name. I've said his name a whole bunch. Worm. Greatest player. Anyways, either way, we met outside of paintball. I brought him into paintball. Like, we weren't great friends outside of paintball. He was the guy who sent me customers once in a while. Didn't know him very well. But as soon as we got into paintball, he's going to be the best man at my wedding. Like, team dynamics can go so much further than just the guy who's standing beside me, and that the cohesion and the friendship that we built as a team became amazing. And I can't remember the last really tight. What was the last really tight team with a really good fire team that you joined in with, Gallagher?
As for a team. Well, in general, it would always have to be Citrus. The thing is, with Citrus, it's such a huge team that we had such a random.
Yeah, yes.
Like I
left them out, other than Citrus, because unfortunately, Citrus. When I joined it with Citrus, it's always myself, Max, you, Tim, Pham, Dennis. Like, there's too many fire teams in that team because we are all the same person. We are all weird.
And you could have any 5 people together and you steamroll. That's basically how it was.
So let's put it this way then for the 2 of you then, is you build, there's a 5-man tournament, MagFed. Who do you pick to bring on your team and why? It's
nobody. They would have to, the highest bidder would have to take me because there's so many people that would want us. That's true. And I can probably say that Gallagher would say the same thing. There's so many people that'd be like Jarvis, Gallagher. And you know what? It would probably be me and Gallagher on the same team.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I had to pick 5, I'd be like, well, Jarvis is one.
Okay, let's rephrase it.
Bring this into this.
Why would you
face against each other?
Yeah, but why would you two want to play together though? Is it off field? Is it on field?
My wedding party. Both.
Okay.
Yeah,
both.
Peter and I have been playing.
My wedding party, is going to be Gallagher, Callum Rutherford, and James Collette. Like.
pretty close.
I have friends from high school that are still on Facebook. I have people that I talk to every day, but it's the people from paintball. It's the people that I form these deep, cohesive bonds that I still talk to every single day, that I've known for 5, 6 years, and they're the closest people. They're the people that myself and my wife trust with our lives. And I met them playing a game,
shooting balls at each other.
And that's one of the greatest parts about this team is this team isn't just a team. This team becomes, as Gallagher said previously, family. This becomes entirely family.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't, tribe. It becomes a tribe, family, tribe.
Yeah.
Same thing. It becomes a tribe, and our tribe becomes somebody that if you don't look out for them, no one's going to look out for you. People are going to get to know that that's the guy you look out for. That's the guy who's never going to have your back. That's the guy who, during a firefight, he's going to be back. Not the guy who's going to run forward and say, "Come on, guys, come with me. Follow me. I'm going to help you."
Or in Jarvis's case, okay, move up.
Move the up. There's so many. There's
stories. And there'll be more stories.
Yeah. It's just never ending. Like I've known Peter for maybe, I think we're coming up on 6 years.
5 years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, give around. And yeah, we met at CQB, and I remember the first time I ever met you, I shot you in the crotch from across the field a few times in a Deadpool outfit, and you were yelling at me.
Oh,
but yeah.
We met. So that was you.
I only
ever played at CQB in the Deadpool outfit once, and it was actually after a part. So it comes back to teams. Excuse me. In real life, Zach Zach from Vice, Rizla, whatever. Zach from Rizla. He put on a Halloween party and invited everybody, and I forgot that we had a Halloween game at CQB the next day.
Yep.
And we were doing Jaeger bombs and tequila, and I ended up on Zach's front yard, and somebody was like, "Is Deadpool with you?" And it was bad. It was bad. It was a very embarrassing moment, and I did some terrible. I don't even want to talk about it. I feel horrible, and I've never been invited back since, and I know it. And no, it's bad. It was a very. Anyways, next day we had this zombie game at CQB, and that was when DayZ on Steam and all that jazz was a really popular game, and it was a great CQZ was the game. CQZ. Yep. And I'd never known you. I had no idea who this kid was, and you yelled something.
I think I yelled like hi.
Yeah,
as I was shooting, because you were yelling at us to stop or to like not shoot you in the dick or something like that.
Yeah, somebody shot me already, and then you shot me, and I'm like, "What the fuck? I just got shot in the dick. Wham! Why?" And you're like, "Hi." Yes.
That's me. I'm like across the field all the time, the annoying kid.
That comes back to who you are, and we've talked about this at length privately. Tyler, you can just drop off the stream if you want. You can go.
No, someone was asking about how they get on this video, and I was gonna say the way you worm your way into a co-host is ask the same question and then just constantly show up whenever I ask you to.
There's a hole in my underwear, Alex. If you'd like, I'd stand up. I could stand up. A hole in my pants. There's a hole in my pants, and I'm not wearing underwear. So there's a dick right there, and I can see my own dick.
Okay. That one.
Like, you asked for dick pics. I can send you dick pics. Keep on teams. No, but then okay. So if I was to pick my perfect 5-man fire team, it would be myself. I'm gonna go no wedding party. None of these guys that I'm really close with. It would be 100%. I would have Rancid. I would have Tyler. I would have Alabaster Slim. I would have myself, and I would have Too Tall. I would have 4 members of Vice and myself, because at CQB, James Collette just joined. So James Collette's going to be the best man at my wedding. Hey, Jimmy, I miss you. I love you. See you soon. But yeah, no, above anybody else, I would take 4 members of another team over anybody else I've ever played with, because I know these people personally. I've spent a lot of time close to them. Hey, Jester joined in. Hey, guys, say hi to Jester. Let's drop all the names today. But I would take these 4 players over anybody else, because I've played with them on levels that just I can't describe. I know these people on such a level, and they know me on such a level that when we got on the field, I'm not playing with some guy. I'm playing with myself. That's me right there. That's another me around me, and I love it. And I'm sure you guys have had something similar when you just play with a guy and it's like sync.
Yep.
To a level that's just beyond.
And then, but it's even like more fun when you can get like the same person who like you sync with them, and then you just love playing against them. One of my favorite
100%.
examples is Jake O'B from Sector.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that like me and him love playing,
I love Jake.
but it's so fun to play against each other because it's like, I know Jake's going to run the tape line, but I'm going to take that 5 steps closer to it, and then I'm going to come run and flank him. And I've done it to him so many times, but it's like, that's like the fun and just running into him and then getting to play with him again later. Like it's just fun when you have friends that you enjoy playing with and against.
It only strengthens yourself. It's like chess.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gallagher.
I was gonna say it's hard for me to pick 5 people specifically, just because I'm not basing this on like it's a tournament, but I'm still gonna pick players I know I play really well with and I really enjoy playing.
5-on-5, PRZ, 3rd story building only. They're starting on the top floor. You're starting on the bottom floor. You're 5 players.
Off the top, 5 including me. First off, George. I love running team with George because we can literally just walk an entire line and just keep going, and we just don't give a damn. Secondly, Evan Henshaw. The few times I've actually managed to play with him, when we play together, there is so much, like, we played, we did a night game for the MagFed Pickup League at the beginning of this year, and him and I did a run and took out it was a jailbreak. We shot maybe like 8 or 9 people off the side, and there's just like total wreckage. Whenever him and I play, we're just like...
Was that when you were using the dam?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I do remember that because I was there too, and I was like, I remember you being there, but I'm like, you're actually on the field. I'm like, no, wait, you're running a dam because you're running George's like full loner setup.
Yeah, I didn't feel like bringing my own stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, George, Evan for sure. The remaining 2, it's kind of a toss up because I feel I play best with 2 players. David Hugh, I would obviously put on there because just the way my favorite type of play is just like go. George has a lot of firepower to begin with, so that is already great. Even when he's playing with mags, he doesn't give a damn.
George is always a heavy gunner, just always.
Yep. And fourth, it's really hard to pick when it comes to a 4th person.
Hat comes off.
I know it's because I've never really had to bother forming a team with just MagFed players, the players I wouldn't just randomly play with. Callum and I, when we play together, we have a really good cohesion, and we will slow down and we will actually pull things together very nicely. Yes. And I would say with those 4 people, I would be confident to go through any room, any building, going from first floor, even if they're bunked on every stairwell, the 4 of us, I feel we would be able to do it. Just about anything in that situation.
I want to go back to Battle Buddies teams and Callum because I remember as a ref at Georgina, I loved to challenge my customers. And when people would come to me and say like, okay, there's 2 of us, like these 2 guys are fresh out of BMQ from the Canadian Armed Forces. These guys have learned how to do this stuff. They want to play 2-on-15. All right, what are your strengths? Well, we're great at this, and this. Fine, let's test that. I stuck these 2 guys into a bunker, and one of them was Navy, one of them was Army. They trained separately, completely apart from each other, months and months and months apart. But watching those 2 players, his name was Daniel Wynn.
Yeah.
Watching those, because Gallagher and I were talking about this in the truck the other day. But watching these 2 players just sink, and like but that comes back to training. They were trained the exact same style, which is why the Canadian Forces trains all 3 of its arms in the exact same place, in the exact same style, because cohesion. If your forces don't know what to do when somebody from another team is like, "Hey, let's play together," you're fucked. You're just fucked. There's no cohesion. There's no commonality between your teammates. The game's over.
Yeah,
like you're not gonna win, and that's the biggest problem with these big. That's the biggest problem with the big walk-on big games. We're like, yeah, anybody's welcome. You get 300, 500, 600, 700 players. Nobody has comms. And then when you get the Citrus, you get the Gallaghers and all these guys with comms, they just walk the field.
Yep.
And then back, so we touched on Battle Buddies. We touched on a 5-man fire team. And then like for teams, and when it comes down to teams, Gallagher, what did you look for when you really were like, all right, I'm going to join this team. I'm going to put their name on my back or what have you, my name on their back. I'm going to leave you with that. I have to run to the washroom because we have a little bit past my bladder's threshold. So but on that, no, seriously, but on that, when it comes to teams, because you have, I myself have jumped between 4, 5, 6 or so many teams in the last 5-6 years. I've jumped between almost as many teams. But what did you look for within those teams? And I can share mine as well with Tyler as when I get back.
Most memorably, it has to start with MLS. When MLS started, we were a small sub forum on the A5 OG operators group forum, back when forums were a big thing in paintball. We were the group that was like, hey, we are located in Ontario. Let's start this page, whatever. We started this group, and then it actually turned into an actual team. Based off of that, our first game was actually the CQZ game that Peter was talking about at CQB, the zombies style game. And that was the first time we had ever played together. And that was my first foray into actual team play. And what I looked at was like, okay, cool, there's a whole pile of people. I had no idea how many people local to me actually played paintball. And this was back in 2012, before paintball, I guess, was not huge, but before it was like MagFed was a big thing. And joining up with this like-minded group of players, in the beginning, MLS was this really, not a powerhouse team, but we had the means to get stuff done. And I looked at that, I thought, okay, this is my first time ever being on a team like this. And I thought, this is really cool. And we actually went really far with things. We got things going further. We did our patches and whatnot. And we had a good team in a sense. We had a lot of communication. We did have a lot of players that weren't able to make it to games, but we weren't like mandatory. You must make it to this many games. There was no attendance thing. It was still a good group of people. And then it turned into, like, we actually picked up at one point, I remember the PRZ opener, Fight for Asylum 2, I think it was the second one or the third one. I can't quite remember. But that was when we had actually picked up Jason Walden and Terry Spalding. And that was when we kind of actually started picking up more players and players in the local, instead of it just being players that we had found on the forum.
Yeah.
And at that point, the team did kind of start to expand. Like, we did pick up players from ODST. George came on later. I remember hazing him. That was a great time. But it was such the thing I loved about MLS. That it was awesome. He actually broke the handle for his T8.1 because he smashed it against the wall. Yeah, it was a chicken run at CQB.
Well then,
not CQB. Sorry, Paintball City.
Running into a wall.
Yeah, no, he actually smashed his 8.1 into a wall and busted the plastic grip.
Well,
but yeah,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, back to that. MLS was like when it started out, and it was just a great family, and we had a good thing going on. But then the further you go into paintball and the more involved you get into the big games, the more serious you want to play. And I will always be friends with the guys on MLS. They're not as active as they were when we were really hitting it hard for the longest time. But I found at that point, I started playing with Black Ice, Vice, any of the CQB teams, just because most of MLS didn't come to CQB, and they didn't really have that same playing attitude. They're not necessarily more laid back, but it just wasn't as competitive. And I was feeling that need to go forward into a more fast-paced and competitive team. That's why I loved playing. Like, that first day I played at CQB with Vice, because it was basically Vice versus Black Ice and whatnot on the teams. I remember Chris Collins from
Black Vice for life, bitches. Black Vice for life.
I remember Chris Collins basically talking to us and being like, "You've never been." Sorry, Hodgins. Sorry, different Chris. Yeah, Hodgins. Goblin. I remember him saying to me, like, "I've never seen you before, and we don't usually see players that can keep up with Vice on their first time ever at this field." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'll take that." And it just kind of like that's why I loved playing with other teams, even though I was a part of MLS. I just kind of I worked my way around to being known in other teams, and I, like I said, always will love MLS. Got around like herpes. But yeah, I found teams that I mixed with, and yeah, sure, I didn't mix quite as well with MLS, but I loved the fact that it was just, we had a lot of fun. We had so much fun. But then moving over to Vice and Black Ice, playing with them, not being a part of the team, I know you could have fun, but you could also be really, really good at what you do and really kind of make things happen. And that's what I noticed when I actually started playing with Citrus, was like, you can have fun and really make shit happen on a huge team.
You can run around with horses on your head and
you can have so much
like unicorns.
I basically went from being like, okay, paintball is really fun, to being like, let's get really serious in the scenario, to running around with a horse head and a lightsaber and nunchucks, foam nunchucks on the field, and just like there's the total evolution. And like how I looked at it, like the team I still technically on is Citrus, and it was just the culmination of all the fun, all of the shenanigans and all the winning. It was it's dickish to say, but it was. Yeah, there you've got the citrus headband on. Yeah. Although it just was the greatest combination I'd ever felt. Now, when it came to me looking into teams, it really evolved over the years of me playing, going from looking for that first team I was on, it was really fun, to looking for a team I could fire team with the entire team. Like, I could play with anyone on Vice or anyone on Black Ice, and we could form a cohesive 2-man or 3-man, whatever. And then, but the final evolution was playing with Citrus and LA Hitmen. I played along with LA Hitmen and Citrus alongside when we played Living Legends 9, and it was just like the smoothest roll I've ever done. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of the peak, and then it can only go downhill from me. No, it's not quite, but that's how I kind of felt at that point. It's like, okay, I found the zenith of like what I want in a team.
Yeah.
So my long-winded explanation, that.
Yeah, so it's one of those things too, is like, just to kind of give like a mini recap for everyone, is that like, what is the evolution of playing with the team? Is there's the initial, I want to find people to play with locally. I just want to recognize people at my field. It's going somewhere regularly. It's noticing the faces. Then it becomes, let's work together. Let's fire team. Let's battle buddy it up. Like, can it all happen on the same trip? 100%. It can. Like, that's the initial
100%.
thing. And then it becomes,
1000%.
yeah, then let's organize ourselves and make sure we go to the same events and we always are on the same team. And then, okay, now we are becoming identifiable. Well, let's start a team and let's have fun with it. And then the one thing that I think is the evolution, though, is that like, you find the people that you like playing with, and then you have the people that play well with you. So the two examples are like the two people that I really enjoy always hitting the field with is Jarvis and Napier. Me and Jarvis play the same way. We play the front position. We have fun rushing stuff. But Napier is a renowned like sniper back player. I like playing with him because he'll call out targets to me, and I know he has my back over my head versus Jarvis having my direct 6. It's different styles and different levels of seriousness, and then it's also professionalism or whatnot of it.
Find friends. Rancid is right. Find friends. Find people who you could be. I moved in with Tyler Batstone after meeting him at a paintball field.
Yeah.
Like, we'd lived together for years. Rancid had lived with him for years after meeting him and working together at CQB.
Yeah.
Like the paintball brought so many great people together, which made things better. They found amazing friends, and friends became family. I'm pretty sure, and I know I'm going to Tyler or to Alex's wedding. I hope I'm going to Tyler's wedding. Both of them were engaged in the last 2 years. Alex, I'm pretty sure Tyler will be standing at Alex's wedding. They were roommates for years. Like, this is all these are people that met at paintball. It's insane. And
focus on the off
to
field,
say
though.
that it's just a sport it's kind of, it takes away from what it really is to the people who are within it all the time.
Yeah. And focus on the off field as much as the on field. Like, keep up the conversations. 100%. Like, enjoy each other's company at barbecues.
That's the hardest part, though.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you again for that.
But that's the thing, though, is that like, me and Jarvis hang out outside the podcast, outside of paintball. We enjoy each other's company. You do stuff like that, and it relates back onto the field. So I think that was the biggest thing. Is like, just because we are approaching like the hour and a half mark, so I think we are gonna have to call it here. Is like we said, is find the people that you like to play with, and find the personalities that you like to be around, and
100%.
watch your personal integrity and your team integrity. Those are like the takeaways from, I think, the entire show.
A total recap. Yes, 100%.
Gallagher, do you have anything else to add on that, or?
No, I've covered it in my long-winded explanation. Like you guys said, find people that you can really mesh with off the field. And, you know, Peter and I are now, I got to say, Peter essentially got me into the work I am now. I did have family who were in the film industry before, but Peter is the one who really kind of urged me to, you know, stick my foot into it and give it a try. And it's like, you can have friends that do that elsewhere, but you gain a trust from the people that you play with. You can count to, it's a game, it's paintballs, it's gelatin balls, but you can trust the person who's going to watch your back and run with you. That's the kind of relationship you grow with people that you've played with for so long. And that's the kind of thing, like Peter and I drive to work together now, for the time being. And it's like, that's what it comes to, finding friends and family through paintball. Yeah. You have to find people that you can run with in game and out of game. Like, that's the biggest thing to me. It's like I've gained so many friends from this sport that yeah, sure, I don't play anymore, and everyone's like, "Oh, Gallagher doesn't play," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't," but I've made so many great friends out of it that I don't even care.
You've made family.
Yeah.
Because you know that if you were moving out of your parents' house tomorrow, 4 of the 50 people on your friends list that play paintball, I'm just 50 of the hundreds you probably have, would show up to help.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
4.
That's the kind of thing that happens. Yep.
Well, look at. Okay, and I'm gonna throw names out again. Evan. Sorry, I'm gonna keep this going a little bit longer. I'm sorry, Tyler. Tyler has to run off to his family. He has a family. The rest of us are single-ish, unmarried-ish men who can talk for hours online and have to get up and have to meet each other at fucking 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. and go shit.
Yeah.
But shit. Where was I?
Evan moving.
I don't know.
Evan moving. So yeah, Evan moved. This wasn't the first time. Well, yeah, no. Everybody who helped Evan move this time was a paintballer. Mm-hmm. The last time, who showed up? Members of ODST that were disenfranchised, disillusioned, guys that I'm gonna take this off. Guys that were no longer members, but they were still ODST. They were still the ODST guys. They showed up and they fucking helped him move. He just said, "Hey, can I have some help?" This was before Milsig became a huge thing, before Widowmaker, before Patch Panel, before Evan Henshaw was a huge guy, because they knew him on a paintball field and they lived around the corner, and he was like, "Hey, I need help," and family came.
Yep.
And that's what we have to take out of this. It's not about finding a team. It's about finding a family. And if everybody who's been watching, I'm sorry, I'm going to go off on a diatribe before we sign off here, but everybody who came in here, everybody who watched today, George, James, Callum, Jamie, Amanda, Brandon, Slim, Mark Sutherland, Patrick,
Aztec,
Valancourt, Aztec, Rancid, everybody, Dave, especially Dave, like everybody who was here. They were here for a reason. It wasn't because they know. It wasn't just because they know who we are, or because they like, the Talking Tactical brand. He's a famous person. I want to talk to him. It's because they've met us. They've played with us. They are here because they want to support us. They are our family, and that's what this is all about. Like, these guys are here for us. And it's because of paintball. Like, I haven't played in months. I haven't played since 0 Hour. I haven't stepped on a field. I haven't fired a gun.
You're at Sector.
Since Sector at your game. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, but that comes back to the walk-ons thing. That's another segment where we will touch on the oversaturation of big games in our next podcast. But tomorrow is going to be one of our first big special podcasts without Gallagher. Unfortunately, I wish Gallagher. Actually, what are you doing this weekend, Gallagher? You want to come drink?
I'm going to Colborne.
That's close enough. We're going to Peterborough.
Yeah, it's just.
I'll drive you to Coburn on Saturday.
Colborne.
I'll drive you to Colborne Niagara. On Friday night.
Niagara.
Fuck that. You're on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Port Colborne.
That de-escalated quickly.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, sorry, but if it was Coburg was where I was thinking. If it was Coburg, that comes back to it. If it was Coburg and you needed a hand, I would drive you there on the occasion. But if you should go to Peterborough tomorrow. That'd be great. I would love to. What are we doing tomorrow, Tyler?
So tomorrow is our first. What did we call that? I gotta try and find it. We're just doing it. I think we're just calling it pub night. So we're having our first pub night this Friday. We do not have an exact ETA time wise, but it will be tomorrow, and news will be coming out.
Tyler, where are they? Go get one.
Oh, they're upstairs. I'll go get them in a
go,
second.
Go now. Go.
I'm going to finish the announcement, and then I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So we're going to be in Peterborough. We're going to be at Widowmaker, Patch Panel. We're going to have Evan down for sure. Jesse and Dave may or may not be there. I think it is TBA. A couple things are for it. We're going to be giving away a couple patches during the stream. We are pretty much sitting down. We are having a Q&A. Yeah, we are. We're having a Q&A with Evan, with us. We're going to talk paintball. We're going to talk Widowmaker. We're going to talk M5. We're going to talk Patch Panel. We're just going to have fun talking. We're going to be having local beers. We are just sitting down and having a fun, interactive discussion. So it should be a lot of fun. Keep your eyes on Talking Tactical Podcast Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Times will be announced there.
We're on Twitter, guys. If you're on Twitter, at Talking Tactical.
Yeah. But yeah, we're trying to figure out timelines because I know the guys are busy, and we're just figuring out when exactly we'll be posting up. But we'll be broadcasting live from there. And if you two want to keep going, I'm gonna run up and grab the fun cups that I grabbed for the show. So.
Yep. Fantastic. Yes. Before my piss break, what I look for in team obviously is all these different things, but we're not talking about that. Pub night with the Widowmaker guys. You should totally come, Gallagher. It would be great. I know it's a late invite. I'm pretty sure I talked to you about this previously. Did I not?
You mentioned it like today in the truck. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
That's great. My bad.
Yeah. It's okay.
But no.
Okay.
He's gone to get. So we picked up something great. We're gonna do a great new thing. I remember there was tactical stockings that came out a while back where they had those stockings with the Molly on them, and we decided that we would one up the Molly tactical stockings just to fill the guy who just put his earphones in. We were gonna do something even better than the stocking and get Das Tack boot.
Ooh.
For our pub night tomorrow. They're a little bit small, but they're little boots. We're going to do some bootins.
Yeah,
it's going to be some fun. It's great. We set them up for that.
And I totally cheated, and I did have a drink out of one already, just because I know there was something about the boot, but I couldn't exactly remember what it is. Pretty much is, as you're drinking this, is the air pocket will fill here.
Yes.
And then when you bring it back
we all
down,
watched...
Yeah, it will splash up into the face. So you're going to see...
Which
is one of the main reasons is why I want Dave there, because I know he'll
What was the name of
forgetting.
that movie? Beer Fest?
Oh, that's what it is. That was,
Yes.
But I want Dave there because I know he's going to get so mad at the glass, and I just want to see him keep swearing at it throughout the night.
I need to watch this.
What's
you really
wrong with
make
the
me
glass?
want to be there.
Yeah, so, and we're...
I don't understand that.
What?
No, he's talking about the air pocket in the toe that when you release it splashes you in the face.
So it'll
rotate.
It'll rotate and it'll splash up into your face. So, yeah, I want to have the fun with that.
You shouldn't have said it. Now Dave knows.
And I don't think he's watching anymore. I think his poop time's over.
Fuck! Fuck!
So, but yeah, it's
okay,
gonna
you
be a lot
gotta
of
get
fun.
close. You gotta get close up to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Well,
right.
I'm gonna be bringing the setup
so-
and everything, so it'll be fun. It's somewhat testing. We're gonna see how it goes, but it should be a lot of fun. It'll get shared the crap out of once we launch it. But yeah, so just keep your eyes open on Facebook for the stream, and then it'll be up on YouTube. We'll get the audio everywhere you can find TTP. So on that note, we will sign off. So Gallagher, where can people find you if you want them to find you?
Nowhere, because he's no longer playing paintball.
You can find me at home in my parents' house or in my basement making props or in Toronto
playing World of Warcraft.
Mom, bring me a hot bucket. No, you can shut up. You can find me online, Facebook. I don't even know what my Facebook username is. I'm not even gonna.
I can tell you his Twitter if I can find my phone.
Yeah. Oh, my Facebook is facebook.com/WMM Buzzkill, Widowmaker M Buzzkill, which is also my discount code on milsigdirect.ca.
Dun dun dun.
Discount code. I don't have a discount code. Where the fuck is Nero from the discount code, David?
Fun fact, I have the most successful discount code in the history of milsig.ca programs. So
well, we don't have any sponsorship, so no sponsorships. Maybe we'll
bug Evan tomorrow.
Talking Tactical.
Not a sponsor. I just happened to work for them.
Yeah.
Sort of like slave labor, but it was great.
It's like, yeah, but you didn't rape any children.
No, but I got branded. They branded me.
Wow. How do we still have viewers right now? No, it hasn't come up on the live show yet because I'm watching my reaction on the video. Oh. Should have stopped this 5 minutes ago.
Jared of paintball. That's okay. Joshua Both is the Jared of paintball. He fucks everyone, regardless of age. Stay away from Joshua Both, Boomer of former ODS. He will fuck you and everyone you love.
Okay, so
Signing off.
Signing off on that one. Thanks everyone for checking it out. Raza did make a comment. Second longest show. Definitely, we're at an hour 45. It was a lot of fun. Gallagher, thank you so much for coming on. It was definitely a blast. Everyone, keep watching the show for tomorrow. It's just coming up on the live stream now. Awesome, guys. So as always, you can find Talking Tactical on Facebook, on Instagram, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you can grab your podcast from. So thank you so much for checking out the show. We will see you guys on the field.